All government officials must be held accountable, especially those entrusted with the power to interpret our country's laws. Repeated scandals and lax ethics requirements for federal judges are eroding Americans' confidence in the impartiality of our courts. When judges and justices preside over cases that affect their individual stock portfolios or don't disclose their connections to special interests, they jeopardize the rule of law.
Okay, so first and foremost, long live Katie Porter. I mean, she is just absolutely excellent. She is fantastic. Easily one of my favorite politicians and just women that I'm familiar with. I mean, not that I know her, but just that off the top of my head, if you were to ask me, who's one of the most inspiring or just general, women in the country or alive today that you really like, and Katie Porter is absolutely one of them. But I think that she did a really great job and always does a good job at pointing out that we live in a country and within a system that basically is just a giant auction system. If you have enough money, you can buy your way out of trouble, especially if you're a corporation, which, as we know, are people according to the law, basically.
The American people should not have to question if cases are being decided fairly. We need stronger ethics rules to prevent these abuses of power from happening again. I'm backing legislation that will root out corruption, prevent conflicts of interest, and increase transparency in all three branches of the federal government.
So, if you're a corporation, you can loophole the system, not pay much taxes, and let's not even get into the fact that corporate debt is absolutely through the roof. How we continue to bail them out, how they get out of trouble. It doesn't matter because that's where all the money is, and most importantly, they pay all the lobbyists who create the laws of the land. So, Katie Porter is 100% right. We have to do something about the ethics laws. Otherwise, there's no reason for corrupt criminals to not continue to file into the halls of the federal government.
To restore public trust in our institutions, we must hold government officials to the highest ethical standards. No one is above the law.
So, on the one hand, while we have women like Katie Porter, who's fighting to increase ethics probes and ethics standards within the federal government, we have women like Nancy Pelosi, who, by her own rights, is a very influential and inspirational woman to many people, being the first woman Speaker of the House and just being a symbol of power within the United States in general. However, look at her approach to matters as she basically just uses everything as an opportunity to raise money for the DNC. She read a poem at the reversal of Roe v. Wade. And of course, while we have Katie Porter fighting to increase ethics standards, we have Nancy Pelosi not wanting to take up bills to do something about insider trading laws for people in the government. Why? Because, well, she profits that way. So again, there's so many different kinds of people within the government. But Katie Porter, again, I think she is an absolutely exemplary woman, an absolutely model example of what we need going into the midterms in the 2024 and beyond. And I expect to see much more from her going forward. And then while Katie Porter is fighting to increase ethics standards in the federal government, just the general trust in our institutions are continuing to crumble. I mean, the public faith and the public opinion on the Supreme Court is just absolutely crumbling since they reversed Roe. I mean, the steps they took before that were lessening it, but once they did that thing with Roe, man, people really saw the court for what it is. It's just a handful of political activists who rationalize their extremist views. That's all it is. That's all they're doing. That's all they're about. So, again, as we move forward, we really have to pay attention to things like this, increasing ethics standards, not just to hold people to account who are in government right now, but to just, create a better playing field so that more ethical people can run for office, can be attracted to these offices in general. So that's really what this is all about. And again, let's continue to support Katie Porter in every way that we can moving forward, not just in her coming elections, but also just in her policy agendas and the work that she does.